Hello, my name is Sonyanga Ole Ng'ais. I'm a Maasai warrior from a Maasai village here in Kenya. Today we are going to talk about a couple of things about the Maasai and try to understand about the tradition of the Maasai and the culture, the food, and what we do for survival. So first of all, we are going to start with our way of life. You will understand that the Maasai way of survival depends mostly on the cattle, goats, and sheep. So that means most of our meals and foods come from meat or just the animal products, plus food, milk, and for example, maybe blood times, and soup. So the Maasai have like a lot of traditions, and what we do. And we have rituals, we have some ways of life, like we have, we celebrate like generations when we want to take someone to a different generation. That's, we call it like the age sets. So generally, when it comes to the traditions, it's really very broad, but I'll just try to summarize and try to enlighten you more about it. So first of all, we go, maybe we start with the circumcision. Mostly circumcision is very important when it comes to a Maasai, because you will understand that circumcision, like first of all, the Maasai circumcise both boys and girls. But the moment we are trying to advocate for an alternative way where girls doesn't have to be circumcised or doesn't have to undergo the cut, that's the female genital mutilation, because there's a lot of complications. But now when it comes for a boy, then a Maasai boy must be circumcised, and that marks the end of a boyhood level. Then it's like a mark that will take a boy to the next level. That's now the warriorhood, where he will be in charge of the community, to protect the community and takes care of his father's cattle and protect the society. But now the girl, in those old days, the girls used to be cut, and that just marks the childhood, and immediately the girl will be ready to be married off. But the moment we are saying, please, let's not cut our girls, let's let them go to school, and the society will be an equal one and a peaceful one. But now when it comes to a boy, when the boy is circumcised, then he will be a warrior. The warrior generation goes for about 10, 13, 14 years, depending on that specific age set. So after that period, then the warriors will just be in the wild, at home looking at the animals. Then they migrate the animals during drought to greener places. Then when the time comes when the warriors graduated, then they will be now the elders, like the junior elders, and that's a very crucial moment, because you will undergo like a 1 month time where you stay in the forest, and there will be like a gathering of about like 1,000 warriors, and they will all undergo that graduation ceremony. It's called Eunoto, where you will graduate from a warrior to a junior elder, and that's the time when now you will be now blessed by the elders, and you will undergo, like you'll now be a young elder, where you are allowed to marry, then take care of your family, and be part of the council of elders. And so it's important for us, the Maasai. We have a lot of respect when it comes to these kind of generations and rituals, cultural ways, because we believe that is like our, and actually we believe that those are our kind of non-written commandments or constitution kind of, and that governs everyone. Respect is important, but then we have to like look for our seniors for advices, and so that we can enrich and nourish our internal way, or African, or so to say, the Maasai ways of life. So now that is in terms of the warrior part, or like the boy child. So now when it comes to the girl child, she is just circumcised, but now we are saying no circumcision. Then we have alternative ways where they graduate from childhood to adulthood, then they continue with school. But then there is not a lot of stories when it comes to a girl child, but still there is a lot of like rituals when it comes to like putting on like the like the beadwork. They do a lot of beadwork, and like making of the bangles, and a lot of creative works when it comes to the decoration part of the culture. And also the mothers, they play a very key roles when it comes to the development of a Maasai boy, a warrior, and a Maasai girl, throughout childhood. And they will really advise their daughters, and give a lot of moral support, and educating them about the culture and the respect, and how to behave in that specific society, how to respect their fathers, how to respect their brothers and sisters. That is the role of a mother. And also just advising, because you will find out that a Maasai warrior or a Maasai girl finds a lot of connection to their mother more than even the father. But at times the fathers, they are so much even connected, but it just depends with family to family. But mostly the mothers are the pillars of an African society, and pillars of a Maasai society, because they are all the time, they are just there with their children, and throughout as they grow up. And mostly the men, they are outside there, so it's really very keen, and it's nice to understand that very important part. And also when it comes to some roles, we have we split the roles in the Maasai society, and boys, they follow their fathers, or maybe the senior warriors, when they are young, and they are just educated as they grow up, looking after the animals, like hunting techniques, such kind of things. And also the daughters, they are with their mothers, and they learn a lot of household works, and a lot of beadwork, and that's such kind of stuff. And so when they are grown-ups, then they are perfect in what they do. And also the men advise their boys, and the mothers advise their girls, but still they do advise the girls, and they do advise the boys, vice versa. Now we move on to the males. The Maasai are pastoralists, and that means they depend on the cattle, sheep, and goat. But in some places, like in northern Kenya, they have the camels, and so that means their staple food is either meat. It's not even either. It's meat, blood, yeah, and such kind of thing, like soup, and using a lot of herbs. So, and as you will see, the Maasai prepare the meat in different ways. Some they do roast, and they do boil to get the soup and mix with the herbs, and also they do fried meat very well, and so those just like the staple food. Also we have the traditions, the rituals. We have the marriages. The Maasai do their marriages. Even at the moment, we have so many guys who do the marriages in the traditional way. Even if it's we are in a modern world, but they do their weddings in the typical traditional Maasai way. And to me, that is the perfect thing. And when it comes to the right time for me to marry, I will do my marriage in the Maasai way, because I believe that is my perfect way of doing it, and I cannot go outside of that. And it's the way that it connects me to my traditional way of life and survival. And so I will do that when the right time comes. And so now when it comes to music, the Maasai does a lot of music, a lot of dancing, a lot of different dancing styles depending on where the Maasai comes from. Well, we have the southern Maasai and we have the northern Maasai. I come from the northern Maasai, that is the northern part of Kenya along the equator, actually at 0 degrees equator at the foot of Mount Kenya. And so we have other Maasai who are in the southern part of Maasai land. We have like in Kajiado, in Narok, then into Tanzania, and so they have a different kind of dancing style. Like from Narok, they are different. Kajiado, they are different. Into Tanzania, they have different dancing styles. So the traditions, I think, a little bit varies. Not like just a lot, just a little bit, because of the geographical differences and that lack of connection. And so that means when these people are far away from each other, the dialect a little bit changes, but the language is the same, the tradition is the same, but just they adopt a little bit different, or they might drop some and they might have some changes in one or another, different dance styles. So generally the Maasai, they have been trying to protect their culture, and in the current world it just takes someone who really love the culture to practice it at the current world. And also having the fact that the Maasai live in very remote places at times, and that means it's very hard for the modernization to reach the Maasai. And that is actually one of the things that have been protecting the Maasai from the Maasai culture from erosion. Also, as you can see, I have a lot of beads. This is how the Maasai warrior dresses, but now it then varies from region to region, and it just also depends on the creativity. How am I going to do that? How am I going to do this? How am I going to put this? It varies from the different areas. Also, girls has got different ways of dressing, and they dress really different from the warriors, and mothers dress different from the girls. The old men doesn't dress that much, and the old women or the grandmothers and the grandfathers, they don't actually dress that much, just a little bit. And so for today, that is just a general view of the Maasai traditional way of life, our foods, the cultures and the rituals, the music, the beauty when it comes to beadwork. And so I hope you have learned something. And so reporting for Afric Network here in Kenya, my name is Sonyanga Ole Ng'ais. Tilika story ajoki na kati oshi cricket na hivi na sai nagira yerisho ameti yeyo ndoki najini. Taka Maasai? Taka Maasai. Roda gira ito enoingam.
Ajoshi cricket. Ajoda.
Teja kende de roda gi.
Ajoshi cricket. Na yusha na yirisho. Niki bu cricket saba na sanane. Na yoshi na yirisho. Ameti nini. Aki yirisho no shakoke.
Teja ni gas na kasin lengang na.
Gas na kasin lengang. Nata nati ni ndivyo asubuhi. Niki po cricket nkongo ninaabui.
Atria na di school na di ti class ajeti na.
Niki po school. Nata ndivyo amu ki po school desa. Niki po soma. Niki shkunya ajeti pa. Na ore nami class 5 ati. Nata sinyati. Eti niya class 7. Eti baraka class 1.
Rescue filho.
Era na yama. Jadi era nyo. Ya aja, tanya dulu langsung moro.
Kami sudah jalan.
What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Shalom.
What up?
Hi.